I don't really like talking, surprisingly. Anyways, mine's kind of long, and you'll just have to kind of bear with me. The first verse is Psalms 91, and it says, "He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High will receive in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. Surely He will save you from the..." Oh, sorry, I can't see. Goodness gracious. "Surely He will save you from the fowler's snare and from the deadly pestilence. He will cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness will be your shield and rampart. You will not fear the terror of night, nor the arrow that flies by day, nor the pestilence that stalks in the darkness, nor the plague that destroys at midday. 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. You will only observe with your eyes and see the punishment of the wicked. If you make the Most High your dwelling, even the Lord, who is my refuge, then no harm will befall you, no disaster will come near your tent. For He will command His angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. They will lift you up in their hands so that you will not strike your foot against a stone. You will tread upon the lion and the cobra. You will trample the great lion and the serpent. Because He loves me, says the Lord, I will rescue Him. I will protect Him from His knowledge, and because He acknowledges my name. He will call upon me, and I will answer Him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him in honor. With my long life, I will satisfy him and show him my salvation." Okay, I chose this verse because I was like, after Pastor Andy told me he wanted me to give a testimony, and I just couldn't think of anything. And I finally chose that I would do something about trusting God and giving Him everything we have. And I was talking to my mom, and I was like, "Mom, I absolutely have nothing." And she's like, "You should trust." And I was like, okay. So I was thinking, and when I read this verse, it made me realize that the key to receiving God's protection and care and like all the things that He has for you is a heart that is passionately committed to the Lord and grateful for everything He does for you. I mean, if you're not passionate for the Lord, there's no way that He can show you all the things that He wants to do for you. And that nothing can happen to the faithful servant of God unless God allows it. It doesn't always mean that nothing bad is going to happen, because that's just life. Something bad is going to happen. But as long as you obey and depend on God as the leader and source of refuge in our life, He will work through your problems. Which leads me to my next verse. That is Jeremiah 29:11, that says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future." This is basically tying together about God wanting to show you what He has for your life and showing that you have to depend on Him, have to be committed to Him so He can show you His plans, so He can let you prosper and hope in your future. Which, like, I don't know, all these verses just kind of stuck out at me yesterday when I was reading them. And why I'm in this group that Pastor Andy is hosting where it's like the Lion Chasers. I'm reading this book, and one of the things that stood out to me in it was when we don't have the guts to step out in faith and chase what God has for us, then God is robbed of what is rightfully His, which is basically saying if you have an opportunity to share with people what God has done, or just an opportunity in general to help people, and you don't listen to God, you're robbing Him of the glory that He rightfully owns. And then my last verse to tie together is Luke 18:27, that says, "What is impossible with men is possible with God." Not everyone's going to be able to do everything that they want. We're human, it's impossible. And no matter what you're going through, no matter what's going on in your life, you may think it's impossible. But with God, it's possible to get over your mountain and see the sun.